welcome everybody to episode 7 now, I think we're on. So that's right, lucky number. So welcome to episode 7, Football and the Blues. Again, just trying to get everybody's opinions, trying to go north, south, east, west, and just trying to get everybody talking. Uploaded episode 6 this morning. Just quite a good watch. You know, I was actually quite surprised when I looked back over it. Just fucking doff the cap to Tom because he was a great guest. And Lewis, welcome to the show, mate. You actually have a lot to live up to because Big Tom was a legend, man. So listen, I'll just add a wee bit on Lewis. Met Lewis through the page. Really nice guy, spot on, good Rangers man as well. That's why we're wearing the tops today. Cracking big guy, been in contact for ages now, and I just thought, you know what, let's bring you on and you can have a wee show. So, welcome, mate. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, appreciate it. So, Lewis Bucknall, as you said, a bear, massive Rangers fan. Living down in Leeds with family. Got my wife to be in the house, Katrina, and my wee man Rupert.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Excellent. So tell us about the wee man, because it was you're a good looking dude, but the wee man, wee Rupert, just he's the man. The man.
He's a legend. He's a star.
I saw one of Lewis's posts, and the wee man's got his Rangers top on. Absolutely brilliant. It was one of the first things that kind of drew me to yourself, mate, was the wee man and his wee Rangers top. Tell us about yourself and the family, mate.
Yeah, so like you say, with the wee man Rupert, he gets everybody's attention. It brightens up every day, basically. So a bit of history. Katrina got pregnant just before the first lockdown started. 2020. So he was born in October 2020. Obviously, being pregnant in lockdowns not very easy. I couldn't go to a lot of the appointments, things like that. It was an awkward time, but obviously we got him at the end of it, which was amazing. When Rupert was born, everything went well. We found out a couple of hours after he was born that he probably has Down syndrome. So,
right.
Big shock. Didn't really know anything about it. I was aware of Down syndrome. None of us are educated on it. I knew fuck all about it. I'm thinking, okay, what's this? So, okay, we'll do some genetics tests. We'll find out what crack is. You've got to go home now. So, they're in hospital. I'm not allowed in. I'm allowed to visit for a couple of hours here and there. 8 weeks he's in hospital. It were hard. It were hard. For us all. More so because we couldn't go through it as a family unit, really. We were taking it in turns, spend time with him. Which
what kind of support did the hospital give you, Lewis? Was it anything, or was it just a case of the minute the wee man was born, just them telling you, and because they were going to keep him in just to do tests? Was it just a case of, right, away you go, and just you to keep in contact with your missus via texting or calls?
If I'm honest with you, the hospital were great. All the staff, the doctors were fantastic.
Excellent.
It was very. What really made it hard was the lockdown, where we'd normally be in together. She was staying overnight with him. I was coming in, taking over for a bit. We couldn't spend any time together. It was taking it in turns, all because of the lockdown rules and shit like that.
So there's just a few things for me, mate. I mean, my son Ollie, he was born in the January of that year, so he was born kind of 2 months before it really all kicked off. But the hospitals at the time, they were just starting to get more of an awareness about coronavirus. So we for me, when Ollie was born, he had a bit of fluid in his lungs. and
Okay.
that was scary enough for me as a
Very
dad.
well.
And Ollie was in for, I think him and my missus were in for about 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong, after the initial, when they were saying, like, listen, he's fine, don't worry about it, we've just got to give him some antibiotics and see how that goes. Don't get me wrong, mate, 2 weeks, bed to myself, that was fantastic. Do you know, I did, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I'm a man. I like to spread out in bed and snore and all that good stuff that comes along with it, mate. Um, so how was how was that kind of relationship? I know it's hard because, as we said earlier, I mean, I'm up in the Shetlands and it's hard because my heart's breaking for my wee boy, and I'm desperate to get down because the two of us have got that connection, and I see it with yourself and Rupert that he's just the apple of your eye. Um,
100%.
so how did that affect you in the first instance? Do you know, when the missus was in hospital and she was in with the wee man? How did that affect you?
It was mostly it was the unknown, to be honest with you. And
Yeah,
like he says, as men, you've got your son there. Immediately, you want to protect them, and you're at home. You have no idea what's going on. You're just getting your updates every now and then, and for want of a better word, you feel a bit pointless. You
yeah,
think, I can't do my job here. My job, my only job now is to protect you, and I'm stuck here, and I can't
yeah.
do fuck all about it.
But I think with that as well, mate. I mean, it's kind of the way that the way that men are wired up. We look at it as if we're the protector, we're the strong guys, we're the muscle men, and we've got to break down walls and protect our wives and that. But for me, mate, and I'm sure it'll be the same for yourself. Like, there's a reason why females are the fairer sex, and I've always said it. Like, listen, the stuff that our mums went through, our grands went through, they're just women are the they're here, and we're like fucking somewhere down
Yeah.
there. Do you know, the stuff that they've got to put up with, me is amazing, and the fucking doff my cap to
Oh, I
the
agree.
female population, do you know? But as guys, we still look at it as, we, oh man, fucking ooga booga. We think we're like
You're right,
fucking
you're right.
cavemen, do you know?
We
Uh,
think we're not, and we think we're modern, and we think we're in touch with us feminine side, whatever. But when it comes down to it, you're 100% right.
that's it, mate. That's it. So how did, when the missus, when she's in the hospital with the wee man, how did you cope? What was your daily routine? I take it, I know you love your weights and the likes, but I take it, did you get tore in, or did you turn to drink or anything? Was that something that you dabbled in?
To be honest, yeah, you have a drink to try and help you sleep. I barely slept with all that going on. I'm not
Yeah.
a great sleeper anyway, but I'm up all night worrying. Um, yeah, things like that, just overthinking, not forgetting to eat, eating shit later on, getting on Just Eat, driving to your takeaway on your way home, things like that. Just not looking after yourself.
No, that's
You
it,
know,
mate. So how did you eventually cope with it? Like, I know the missus is in there and it's during lockdown and the likes, but I take it a day for you would just be sitting and pigging out and just waiting on the news to come through that everything's okay. That's another day down, and just the results of testing.
yeah, stuff like that. Sat thinking, um, driving around a lot, and then obviously you've got relatives, friends, and it's amazing. They were all amazing,
Yeah.
but yet you find yourself having the same conversation and sending the same message again and again because people are checking in and they want to know these things. But obviously, what you're limited with what you know already, and you're passing this
Aye.
information on again and again.
It
If that
would
makes sense.
be funny. It would be not funny, but it would be intuitive to see how people maybe dealt with those kind of circumstances maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago, do you know, because
Totally.
there is, there's massive support networks nowadays, whereas back maybe 40, 50 years ago, there may not have been as much, mate. Do you know, it's, you know what it's like, modern medicine evolving all the time. People, the way I look at life is every day's a school day, mate. Do you know? And that's, to me, that's the important thing, and it's important for people to remember that. It's just I really don't know how you kept yourself sane, mate. I really don't. And I know you do your weights and you like to keep fit. Do you know how long was it before you thought to yourself, listen, I really need to snap out of this because it's affecting my mental health. I need to do something about it.
Good question. Really good question. I suppose on that initial alarm party was bloody hard. But I remember obviously the first day when they tell you this, look, we highly suspect this is what he has. It's a big shock. You're thinking, like you say, you're not. I were aware of Down syndrome. I'd heard of it. I'd seen people with it. But if I'm honest with you, you don't really get educated about these things at school. I didn't really know what it meant. I didn't know any details about it. I thought, okay, shit, what does this mean? Is it going to make his life harder? Is he going to, you know, what does this mean to him, to Rupert? And then
Yeah.
I thought, I'm not going on Google because you go on Google and it's the end of the world. I thought, no,
I know, mate.
staying away from that. And the doctor said as well, he said, no, look, you've done right there. Do not do that because you'll get all this information. So that was a good thing. I stayed away from that. And I remember sitting down, the doctors actually got me and Katrina in, and they sat us down and they spoke through it all. And I remember I'd been absolutely shitting myself about this diagnosis. And when they said, look, the tests have come back, it's got the extra chromosome, which is what syndrome basically is. They sit down, they have the conversation with us, they go through everything that it means. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really mean anything. It's the same as any other person. He'll do everything at his own pace. Oh, I don't know what happened then. I'm back. He'll do everything at his own pace. And when they'd gone through the conversation of everything that it entails, I kind of sat back and said something along the lines of, oh, so is that all it is?
Yeah.
And I think to myself, what the fuck have I been worrying about?
That's it, mate. But it's funny, like you know what society's like, and I think that's why I spend a bit of time doing what I'm doing, and it's just to it's the way that if I've got somebody on here that's maybe got a drinking problem, it's to see if they've got any ways of dealing with things. Likes of yourself, listen, it's not the end of the world. The wee man's a beautiful wee boy. I've seen him countless times, and he always brings a smile to my face. He's just a fucking gem of a wee guy, and it's these things that society it's wrong in so many bloody levels because of that stigma that surrounds Down syndrome and people with ADHD and people that it's just wrong, mate, and everything. I mean, you're of a certain generation and you're from a working class town that the way that we were brought up, it's that industrial language to explain about people that have got symptoms of, like, if somebody had mental health issues, they'd be a fucking mental, do you know? And it's nowadays, thankfully, that the more people that we're seeing, people are becoming that bit kinder, and they're starting to see that do you know, it isn't a death sentence that it maybe was 40, 50 years ago, when if a child did have kind of Down syndrome, or the child did have something wrong with it, then that's what it would be for the mother and father, that it would be that was the rest of their life. They would be looking after their children. Whereas nowadays, as you said, the wee man can live his own life and do his own things, and that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, mate.
No, you're right. You're spot on. And like you said, every day watching him grow, it's just amazing. I'm so proud, and I genuinely, if I had a choice, this is exactly how I'd have it. He's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's it, mate. And it's funny. It's just that it's a father's love as well. Like, listen, I wouldn't. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my kids, and I know you're the same. You would run through brick walls for your kids, and being a dad. I mean, that's the best thing in my life. I've got two kids with my ex-wife and a kid to my partner just now, and the two of us said, right, no more kids, no more kids, no chance. And then when she said, oh, Craig, I'm pregnant, I went, oh, fucking yes. I was like, just bring it, man, bring it, because it's fucking amazing. And for anybody that's not had that feeling, then you don't know what you're missing out on. It's hard. It's the hardest job I've ever had, but by God, it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. So
oh,
with the wee man, tell me about what he does now. Is he at nursery yet?
he's in nursery. Yeah, he goes nursery 3 days a week, and he absolutely loves it. They love him to bits. He gets so excited to go. You go in to pick him up, and he looks like Jesus with his disciples. You've got everybody sat around him, watching his every movement. It's amazing, and
That's good, mate.
that's what he tends to do. You take him to the supermarket, and I've never seen anything like it. Everybody wants to come over and see him, and he's pointing at everybody. He's giving them your fist bumps, and
Aye.
it's class.
No, that's fantastic, mate. That's it. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's the kind of thing that I love, mate. As a dad, it makes you so proud when you see the kids like that as well. And it's just brilliant. I remember my mum. She worked in a special school in Glasgow for years and years, and I actually did my work experience in there as well.
Amazing.
And all the kids I was like the Pied Piper. I had all the kids following me about and just wanting to play, and I'm playing musical chairs with the kids, and I've got that in me. I've got to win, do you know? And I'm playing the kids at musical chairs and beating the kids off the chairs. it's same again. It's that man thing that we've got to be good at everything, even though
Yeah.
you're playing kids like that. But no, listen, mate, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm glad you came on. Was there
No,
was there ever a time that you did maybe? I know you were saying when they were doing the tests. Was there maybe a time that you maybe blamed yourself and you were thinking, I wonder if this is my fault, or did that thought cross your mind?
um, yeah, I suppose kind of. Yeah. It was that kind of the unknown thing, like you say, and you did. Yeah, like, have I done something here? Is his life going to be hard? Will that be my fault? And
Yeah,
I
I
think, I think
suppose
when you
it's
learn about it, I think, wow,
no 100%, mate, and it's good. As I say, there's a lot of support for people nowadays. Is there any groups that you guys work with? Is there anybody in Leeds that, do you know, like the kids that are the same as Rupert, that you've
yeah,
got that with you and the adults, you've got that something in common?
yeah. There's a group based in Leeds called Sunshines and Smiles, and it's absolutely amazing. It's charity funded. That's the we mentioned about the GoFundMe. That's
Yeah.
where that'll be going. They do all sorts. They do a swimming group that goes to every other Saturday. They hire out a local swimming baths. Um, it's fantastic. They organise parties, little groups during the week for the kids to go to. They also run a coffee shop, and they've got some of the youngsters when they've got a bit older. They're working in the coffee shop. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No, that's good, mate. That's good. And it's these things that you can always. Leeds is similar to Glasgow, that we've got that community spirit. and everybody comes together when it comes to these kind of things. And it's, I mean, as I said, we were speaking about this before, and if anybody doesn't know, Lewis and I were talking about the Just Giving page. It's definitely a worthy cause. Anything that puts a smile on kids' faces, listen, I'm all for it. Do you know, there's a lot of charities out there that all you need to do is Google how much the CEO of, I was going to say some places, but if you Google how much the CEO of a lot of charities make, then it's 2 or 3 times what you'd make in your lifetime. So it's a lot. And listen, I always look at it and say, how can we support grassroots, and how can we support the communities? And something like that, mate, that's brilliant that you guys are raising money for it. What was the name of the Just Giving page again?
I'll pop a link on the bottom, but it's for Sunshine and Smiles. But I'll put a link on when it.
Nice one, mate. No, that's fine. Listen, if there's, again, I'll post things on the page as well, and just try and bring people towards it. Where's the wee man just now?
I think he's been asleep, but I think he's probably just getting ready for his tea now, to be honest.
Get ready for his tea. Brilliant. Oh, listen, mate, I thought we'd get you on just for a quick chat. It's important, as I said. It's us just trying to get everybody to start talking, and just listen. I feel for myself, I think it's cathartic sitting when you're speaking to people about their mental health issues, and speaking to people about things like this. Do you know, me personally, I judge a person by what's in their heart. I don't know what's in there. Do you know? I never ever judge somebody by the colour of their skin. Or, do you know? And hopefully society's starting to go that way, mate. Do you know? And it's beautiful to see. And I'm definitely, I'll share some pictures of the wee man with his wee orange top on. No, listen, mate, thanks for coming on. I just thought we would get as I say, just thought we'd get a wee quick chat, and you could tell everybody about Rupert and the amazing work that people are doing down in Leeds. As I say, listen, hats off to everybody down there that's doing a lot of work. And again, if there's anything I can do to help, then by all means, mate, just give me a shout, and you'll need to get the wee man up to Ibrox, and we can get him up to a game.
Definitely. No, he's definitely coming up.
Excellent, mate. Good man. Well, listen, I'll let you crack on and enjoy the rest of your night, mate. But again, if anybody wants to speak to Lewis, you can add him on my page, or nice big guy. Do you know? Just give him a text, and I'm sure he'll be keen to chat. And he's quite a buff dude as well. So if anybody's looking for workout routines or anything like that, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could sort you out.
That's another thing. When you mentioned with the charity stuff, I'm going to try and organise some stuff. Maybe some strongman things, some truck pulls, charity events. Try and raise a bit of money and awareness that way as well. I think that should be good.
I know a few people. I know a few people that know the Stoltman brothers.
Awesome.
They're actually, I think they're from up this neck of the woods. I'd be lying if I said I knew where they were from. But there's one of the sub agents on our site. He's married to their sister.
Oh, amazing.
So the guys, the two brothers were up on Cairngord where we are at Shetland. The guys were up there just for a chat and just to talk about men's mental health and kind of that good stuff, mate. So I could see if I could get a contact from one of the guys and see if they could do something for you as well, mate. Whether it's turn up and get a photo opportunity or something, mate. Do you know, whatever it takes, like.
Yeah, fantastic, amazing.
Cool. Listen, mate, I'll let you crack on, buddy. That was nice having you on. Pleasure's all mine to come on as a guest, mate.
Fine, yeah.
Let you enjoy your Sunday, mate. And again, get some pictures of the wee man up on the page. Not saying you're not a good looking dude, but the wee man's better.
There's no denying it.
Brilliant, mate. Listen, take care, buddy, and I'll catch up with you soon, okay?
Good chat.
Cheers, Lewis. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.